Imagine getting a phone call from your doctor, not to discuss treatment or recovery, but with a single, urgent instruction. Pack your bags and leave town immediately. If you stay, you might die. And in Longyearbyen, that is a legal problem. This isolated settlement, Svalbard, is located deep within the Arctic Circle. It is a place of extreme environmental conditions, where the sun never clears the horizon for months at a time. Temperatures regularly drop far below freezing, and apex predators like polar bears actively roam the surrounding wilderness. Yet amid the intense cold and constant darkness, people have built a functioning, colorful community. Beyond the harsh weather and the wildlife, a stranger feature defines this community: the local cemetery. For decades, residents buried their dead here like any other town. But today, almost no one is placed in this ground. The Arctic soil simply refuses to let a body rest, necessitating this unusual legal status. Decades ago, scientists working in the area discovered that the people buried in the local graveyard were not decomposing. The ground beneath the town exists in a state of permafrost, where the soil remains frozen year-round. In typical soil, bacteria slowly reduce organic material until very little remains. But when temperatures plunge to the extremes found in Longyearbyen, this bacterial action stops. The entire process of decomposition is frozen in place. Burial in this soil results in permanent cold storage, halting the natural cycle of decay. The logistical issue of the cemetery became a global concern when modern researchers began exhuming older graves in the area. They looked specifically at victims of the 1918 influenza pandemic, a virus that killed tens of millions of people worldwide. During the outbreak, cities effectively locked down, implementing strict curfews and mobilizing police to fight the spread of the disease. Nearly a century after that pandemic, scientists found intact traces of the virus perfectly preserved inside the frozen tissue of the victims. As Arctic temperatures slowly rise and the permafrost thaws, there is a risk that ancient pathogens locked away for decades could be released. To eliminate this threat, officials stopped expanding the cemetery. Today, anyone who falls seriously ill is transported to mainland Norway for care. This policy serves as a necessary quarantine protocol to keep ancient biological material locked in the ice. While the cold creates a hazard in the graveyard, a short distance away, that same freezing power is utilized for a different purpose. Hidden deep inside a nearby mountain is the Svalbard Global Seed Vault. Inside are millions of carefully cataloged seeds for crops like rice, grains of wheat, and kernels of corn, collected from countries all over the world. This facility acts as humanity's agricultural backup plan. If global crop yields fail, we can rely on this stockpile to replant and recover. Whether facing extreme droughts, floods, or global conflict, these reserves ensure that agriculture can be rebuilt. The deep freeze that prevents decomposition also keeps these seeds viable for centuries. On one side of the settlement, a frozen graveyard locks away the dangers of our past. On the other, a frozen vault secures the resources for our future. Most cities fight to overcome their local climate. Longyearbyen survives by submitting to the ice, turning the permafrost into a secure global backup for humanity's food supply. The Arctic ground dictates the rules here, and when the Earth itself refuses to change, the only option is to adapt to it.